Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Phil Shocker, the Nice Hedgehog here with our VBL Draft Analysis. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. After not participating in like the last two seasons and any off seasons that they've done, we are back in the VBL, hosted by my good buddy Cam Eruption, aka Cammy. So I'm super excited to be back. If you guys are excited, leave a like. If everybody subscribe if you are new. Join the Phil Shocker crew today because we'll be filming with the King and the crew. I actually looked back at the video footage, and actually this video was going to be 34 minutes, and I feel like that's way too long for a draft analysis. So I'm definitely going to try my best to kind of cut through this one, be a little more faster with this one, and at least make it a video that's not really that long for you guys. Because I'm pretty sure no one sees a draft analysis that's 34 minutes, like unless you're streaming it, obviously. But again, I'm gonna simplify it down real quick to run down Pokemon that got banned. Palafin, that was due to a vote. Roaring Moon, due to a vote. I think was dumb, but is whatever. Palafin, don't think it's broke, but yet got banned. Iron Valley got allowed, even though it should already be allowed. And by one vote, Iron Bundle was allowed. Which some argue say it's ban worthy, some argue say it's not. That's your pick and poison. We're running 10 mons this season, but we get a wild pick. Now, what a wild pick would do is we get any mon from tier 2 and below for free. It won't cost us free points, and it won't cost us one of our free slots. It is a completely separate Pokemon from its entirely. We also get one Terra Captain for each team, so that's going to be really exciting for us. But with that being said, I had first overall pick, and I had been stuck between two options, being Iron Ball and Iron Valiant. Iron Valiant, want to try so badly. That is such one of the most dopest Pokemon that came out of this generation, and probably arguably one of the best Paradox Pokemon out there in Draft League right now. But there was a Pokemon that I really did want to try, just in case if I never get it again, or if it goes before or anything like that. And I just want to actually do see this because I'm really curious myself. I want to really see if Iron Bundle is as broken as people say it out to be, and you know, it's interesting. I hope it kind of has the effect on me like Dragovich did. Like at first, I didn't see Dragovich be too overpowering, but after the second time I started using that Pokemon, it became my like an addiction hook. Like I couldn't stop drafting that Pokemon and just doing so well with that Pokemon. Like that Pokemon, let alone, has won me half of my championships. I have 10 championships. Dragovich has been on 5 of those teams, and 3 of those 5, he got the last kill in the game. So that Mon is just an MVP for me, and is easily, in my opinion, my favorite Pokemon ever drafted in the entire of the draft league scene. So let's see if Delibot here can recruit. I originally named it Iron Shady, but Delibot makes it more cuter, and it kind of sounds more off the tongue type of thing. One thing that's gonna stop Delibot from really doing a lot, again, limited coverage. Flip turn is what you'll most likely see every time, or U-turn depending on what you want to see in. Freeze dry, hydro pump, those type of moves, stuff like that. There's a little niche things like taunt, encore, and even extra stabs, like ice beam if you want to hit even stronger ice stabs. But yeah, its best water move and only water move realistically is hydro pump. So definitely gonna be a thing here. Also, booster energy is banned. I personally don't think it needs to be banned, but people complained about it and they ended up banning it for no stupid reason. But without booster energy, Delibot's not gonna be as good, so I have to rely on probably Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, or Boots. Pretty much was my item choice for every single week, which is gonna suck. But hey, you can't win it all, and you gotta do what people think is dumb. But with the stat that has to back it up with 124 special attack and 136 speed, easily one of the fastest in the format. I'm looking forward to trying Delibot. Maybe Delibot's going to prove why it's a really good Pokemon, or it's just going to prove to me why I definitely think it's overhyped as much people say it is. For my second and third pick, I really want to get some stuff that can be really good. So first off, we got Tingaloo Boldier here. I know, such a cool original nickname. I don't want to hear it. Vessel of Ruin, a really good ability to where I get a lower special attackers, and again, this thing is just an absolute tank. This has probably been told that it's probably the best defensive wall in the game right now, and could be up there for best defensive wall in general in the national deck scene, just because of how bulky this Pokemon is. Ground Dark, so it does have quite a bit of weaknesses to itself and everything like that. But again, just backs it up with the defensive stats that it has, and actually decent enough physical attack as well. A lot of people sleep on what Tingaloo can do physically offensive. This mon is a monster under Trick Room, and is a massive threat if you're not careful. This is a Pokemon I can definitely see myself having an option to all the time. but never got a chance to really try it because I was drafting grounds and maybe darks beforehand. But I'm super excited to try Tinglu. I really wanted to try this mon. And I definitely I like bulky Pokemon that have option to run speed or just run enough bulk to like just swallow hits and then just deal some damage back. Definitely expect a choice banded Tinglu set at some point this season. We can see the opportunity for it. Love this Pokemon again. Hazards is really good as well. Rest and Sleep Talk sets are really good as well. Ruination a really good move as well. I'm just super excited to try this Pokemon. Up next, we have Mechasumo from Tier 1, which was my first free Pikmon. And real quick hot take, this is not Tier 1. This is Tier 2 at best. But this is our first time tiering the tiers, so I'm not going to judge. And there was a couple of mons in Tier 1 I wanted, but I already had typings for them, and I didn't know if I really wanted some of the other things out there. Sorry, guys, I was just taking a sip of my drink. But I decided Iron Hands. I do like having an electric type on my team every single time because I love having an electric type. It just really does a lot for my team. But obviously, offering a fighting type, kind of helps with the little weaknesses that we're going to develop here. Now, we don't really kind of do much with these three together at first, but these Pokemon is going to be really good. A slow momentum user in Volt Switch is really good, and it has like just disgustingly low special attack. But that slow pivot out is really crucial in some cases because that slow pivot really helps gain a lot of momentum into a match. So Iron Hands is really good. It gets actually elementary punches. Maybe I'll sweep someone with Belly Drum, Select Iron Hands or Belly Drum Iron Hands. Because I actually have seen someone named Trexo actually got 4 or 5 kills against JB Westside's team that absolutely destroyed the Don, like destroyed him, and he had Don Dozo on his team without unaware. So yeah, this Pokemon can be an absolute menace, and I'm hoping to do well with Iron Hands. Coming to rounds 4 and 5, I really need to get removal. I really need to get some immunities. So first off, I went with removal, and I got Queenie, my Serena. You guys have known Serena. The one big nerf Serena got this generation was losing access to Triple Axel, but it still does have Acrobatics and has some niche ideas to make Acrobatics work against opposing grass types. You can still check Dragons to play rough as well. So overall, I don't think it got nerfed too hard, but it definitely got nerfed to where it's not as more offensive of an offensive presence. Still has offensive presence, but we're gonna probably try to make Serena more of a defensive usage Pokemon with Rapid Spin. But who knows? Maybe we'll sneak in a little offensive set every once in a while here and there. Up next, one of the badass names I've ever given a Pokemon. I think it just fits this Pokemon so well. Maleficent the Sarlage. This was on one of my bucket lists of Pokemon I have to try first. And luckily enough, we get the opportunity to try it right here and right now. Probably definitely if I didn't grab it now, I would have not had the opportunity to grab it. The fact I got it round 5, I think was definitely a steal to get. I definitely think it should have went probably a little earlier in some cases, but I'm not gonna complain. Swirlit's really great. Flash Fire immunity. Also access to things like weak armor, which is really cool as well. It also actually gets some pretty cool setup options and things like bulk up, swords dance. Does I get access to things like Psycho Cut, Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, Bitter Blade, which is 50% based off of the damage I already did. So basically, if I'm doing something like 60% of that damage, I'm getting 30% of that HP's health recovery back from you, and I can just basically heal myself up. This thing can run Life Orb every single week and just be an absolute menace to society, and just really have no drawbacks in terms of what it can do. So super excited to try Ceruledge here, and I'm really excited to see how well we do with this season. Coming into rounds 6 and 7, I really need to get some things that we're missing here. I need to pick up a grounded poison. I also need to grab a normal type. I just need some of these loose end picks. So first off, we have Nut Iron Moth, which believe it or not, I really want Iron Moth in this league. And literally several picks before me, Real took Iron Moth, and I am still to this day so salty and so angry about that. But I went with Venomoth. I have used Venomoth before in the past in BDSP League with the AP Indigo, and it was definitely one of my MVP mons. But outside of that, I've never used Venomoth. So this is my first time using it in a national dex or an actual generation dex. Well, I guess PSP counts, but those are bad games. But super excited to try Venomoth. It does get access to Toxic Spikes this generation, which is pretty cool. Quiver Dance sets obviously are very annoying for this Pokemon because it's super strong. And obviously Sleep Powder on those sets as well is just a massive annoyance. So with Tinted Lens as well, it's going to hit super strong. So really excited to try Venomoth in this format. And up next, we have Mousehold. Now, I would have named this my family name, which is my last name essentially, but I didn't do it because I didn't want to just post it out there on the internet in case someone tried to steal that name and try to use it like try to use it or something like that. And two, I personally think my family would not have appreciated me using our family name out there. But who knows? But regardless, though, I definitely think it was best in my interest just to not do that. So we're just gonna call it the my family because it's still my family. Mousehold's interesting. Mousehold has access technician, so things like bite is boosted. Its signature move population bomb was boosted. It hits 10 times guaranteed, but each hit can miss unless you run Wise Lens, which then this move has accuracy to where it basically is never going to miss. So this Pokemon is a broken mon. It doesn't need loaded dice to be broken. But overall, this mon is insanely strong. Also, the thing I didn't even mention in the last time I tried to record is it actually has the move Tidy Up, which is another hazard removal for this team, which is super strong as well, and gives me a Dragon Dance boost essentially with a +1 attack and +1 speed. So this actually makes Hustle very more viable. And again, with base 111 speed, that really matches up well with the team speed tiers right now. And I'm just Mousehole's gonna be interesting. I definitely don't see myself bringing it to every game, but if I can bring it to a good couple of games and get a couple of good kills with Mousehole, maybe we can see something with it. You know, it does get some fighting coverage to check steel types and opposing bulky normals as well. So it's gonna be interesting to try this season. And these next three, I'm not gonna talk too much because they were just my last tier. I had to grab two tier fives and an extra tier four at this point. And I kind of just went with like I think it was great. Flapple I've used before one time and still don't think it's tier five worthy, but grabbed it for hustle usage and I need kind of a dragon. But there's not much too much to talk about. I think we might bring this thing like a game or two, but it's probably gonna be it. Cloth, Cloth's actually gonna be decent. It does get access to regenerator, so maybe something like an AV regen set. It's really cool. There's also Anger Shell, which gives me a mini Shell Smash boost, which actually has very usable attack and speed for the smash to be active. Otherwise, it's a stealth rocker. I don't know what else we're gonna really do with it. We named it Brendan because my good friend Brendan, Dark Devil 26, he actually loves Claw. Claw is his favorite Pokemon this generation. I kid you not. But I figured, you know what, I name it after him since he loves the Pokemon so much. We have Wigglytuff here as our last free pick, and I really just needed a fairy type, and I felt like Frisk was super valuable. Got a little surprised I didn't get quite as early enough for tier 5 Pokemon, but there were definitely a lot of better tier 5s out there. So would have grabbed Glaceon, but then remembered I had a fairy ice type. But it is what it is. And now talking a little bit more into this mon and stuff like that. This is our wild pick. Again, like I said, I should have gone things like Haxorus, Gengar, and just all these other amazingly good broken Pokemon that would have been so good to put on the team, but I was way too picky and I really let things slide. But Tsunami or Gyarados here. This is gonna be my first time trying Gyarados in Draft League, not counting the AAA League that we did in the past. And this is going to be most likely and will definitely be my Terra captain this season, which again, the reasons why, again, with Terra allowed, I was so surprised this was still on the board by the end of at the start of round 11. And I felt like I couldn't let this slide, especially if someone wanted to make transactions to get this Pokemon. It is a secondary water type, which adds on to the kind of big electric weakness we have. But again, with Terrain, I can go Terra Ground, I can go Terra Steel, I can go Terra Dragon, you know, do anything I can to get rid of the electric weaknesses itself as well. But overall, just kind of mitigate them a little bit and just lose that quad weakness entirely. Dragon Dance Moxie sets with this Pokemon with Terra is insanely scary. And I'm just super excited to try Gyarados. This is my first time using it outside of the AAA League. So I'm really interested to see how well we do with this Pokemon. And I'm so excited to give this Pokemon a try. It's definitely going to be amazing. And I'm really looking forward to how well it's going to be used this season. So that's gonna be our season, guys. Leave a like if you're already, subscribe if you're new, join the Pro Tracker crew today. Let us know who you think is gonna be the MVP of the squad. Personally, I think is going to be either possibly Iron Bundle, Gyarados, or maybe some other hidden mystery gem out there that we don't know of. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said before, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.